It's May 1st, 1994, a day of Formula One history.
Good evening. The former world motor racing champion Ayrton Senna has been pronounced clinically dead after a crash at this afternoon's San Marino Grand Prix.
The world reels in shock as the news of Ayrton Senna's tragic passing spreads like wildfire. Ayrton Senna has left an indelible mark on the sport, and the racing community mourns his loss. In the wake of Senna's untimely demise, the Formula One world is left in disarray. Brazil mourns its national hero, and the Williams team, for whom Senna drove, is devastated. With their superstar driver gone, the team looks to Damon Hill, Senna's former teammate, as their sole representative. But does Hill have what it takes to fill the void left by Senna's absence? Struggling under the weight of newfound pressure, Hill searches for the focus he needs to carry on. It's a daunting task, but a chance encounter at Senna's funeral provides Hill with the inspiration he needs to step up to the challenge. Hill initially showed little interest in racing. Instead, he pursued a career in bike racing before eventually making the switch to four wheels. Unlike Senna, who was already making waves in Formula One by his mid-20s, Hill's journey to the pinnacle of motorsport was a slow burn. Making his Formula One debut at the age of 31, Hill was a late bloomer compared to his peers. With limited karting experience and a delayed start to his racing career, he faced an uphill battle from the outset. But despite his late start, Hill's talent and determination quickly caught the attention of the racing world. Now, faced with the monumental task of filling Senna's shoes, Hill knows he has his work cut out for him. But with the support of his team and the memory of his fallen teammates spurring him on, he remains undaunted in his pursuit of glory. As the 1994 season unfolds, Hill finds himself in the thick of the title race, a testament to his skill and resilience. Despite his challenges, he remains steadfast in his quest to honor Senna's legacy and fulfill his dreams of championship glory. Damon Hill finds himself driving for the powerhouse team of Formula One, Williams. Renowned for their dominant cars and title-winning streaks in the previous seasons, Williams is a force to be reckoned with. Spearheaded by the legendary designer Adrian Newey, their cars are equipped with cutting-edge technology and advanced electronic aids that set them apart from the competition. However, the 1994 season brings significant changes to the sport, with the banning of electronic aids and the reintroduction of refueling after a decade-long absence. The landscape of Formula One is set to shift. These changes are aimed at adding more excitement and tactical depth to the races, challenging teams like Williams to adapt to a new set of rules. Despite the regulatory changes, Williams remains the hot favorite to clinch the title, bolstered by a new sponsorship deal with Rothmans and the addition of Ayrton Senna to their lineup. With a formidable team comprising Adrian Newey and Patrick Head, along with the retiring legend Alain Prost, expectations are high for another season of domination. However, as pre-season testing unfolds, it becomes clear that Williams is facing unforeseen challenges. The debut of their new car is delayed, putting them at a disadvantage compared to their rivals. When the car finally hits the track, both Hill and Senna struggle to adapt. The absence of electronic aids and the unfamiliar handling characteristics of the car prove to be major hurdles for the drivers. For Hill, who has grown accustomed to driving with aids, the transition is particularly challenging. The car feels unfamiliar and unpredictable, requiring precise adjustments to remain competitive. Similarly, Senna, coming from McLaren, finds himself grappling with the cramped cockpit and unconventional design features of Newey's cars. Despite their initial struggles, both drivers remain optimistic. Senna, ever the optimist, expresses confidence in the team's ability to overcome the challenges. However, as the season approaches, it becomes increasingly clear that Williams will face stiff competition from teams like Benetton, led by the emerging talent of Michael Schumacher. As the 1994 season kicks off, the stage is set for an epic battle on the track. With Williams facing unexpected obstacles and fierce competition from their rivals, Damon Hill and Ayrton Senna must draw upon all their skill and determination to navigate the challenges ahead. Will they rise to the occasion and reclaim their dominance, or will their rivals seize the opportunity to dethrone the reigning champions? Only time will tell in this thrilling chapter of Formula One history. Behind the scenes, Ayrton Senna's doubts about his timing in joining Williams were palpable. He confided in his girlfriend, expressing a feeling of being 2 years too late to the team. Despite his concerns, the stage was set for the Brazilian Grand Prix, where Williams found a formidable rival in Michael Schumacher's Benetton. As the lights went out at the Brazilian Grand Prix, Senna secured pole position, igniting the hopes of his home crowd. However, Schumacher took the lead, leaving Senna in his wake. Meanwhile, Damon Hill, battling a chest infection and struggling to find his rhythm, qualified fourth, trailing behind Senna by 1.5 seconds. In the race, Senna and Schumacher demonstrated unmatched pace, pulling away from the rest of the field. Hill, mindful of his past season's setbacks, opted for a conservative approach, aiming to secure valuable points for the team. Yet, he found the car's handling unpredictable, particularly in slow corners, making it a daunting challenge to keep up with the leaders. Despite the car's quirks, Senna held on to the lead until lap 21, when both he and Schumacher pitted simultaneously. However, Benetton's swift pit crew outperformed Williams, exacerbating the team's struggles with refueling. Senna's valiant effort came to an abrupt end 5 laps from the finish line when his car spun out, forcing him out of the race. With Senna out of contention, Schumacher cruised to victory, while Hill managed to salvage second place, albeit a lap down. Despite the challenges, Hill's performance marked an improvement from the previous season, offering a glimmer of hope for the races ahead. Moving on to the Pacific Grand Prix, Senna once again clinched pole position, with Schumacher alongside him on the front row. Hill secured third place on the grid, showing a marginal improvement in qualifying performance. However, both Senna and Hill encountered spins during qualifying, prompting Senna to express bewilderment at the unusual turn of events. As the teams prepared for the race, tensions were high, with Senna and Hill eager to make amends for their qualifying mishaps. The stage was set for another thrilling showdown, as Williams aimed to overcome their early season challenges and reclaim their position at the forefront of Formula One. The events that unfolded at the San Marino Grand Prix left everyone stunned and shaken. Ayrton Senna's frustration and disappointment were palpable as he grappled with the unexpected spins and setbacks during the race. Yet, little did anyone know that these moments of frustration would pale in comparison to the tragedy that was about to unfold. As the race commenced, the anticipation was high, with Senna leading the pack and Schumacher close behind. However, tragedy struck at the first corner as Senna's car veered off track, crashing into the concrete wall at an alarming speed. The sight of Senna's front wheel detaching and landing in front of Hill's car sent a wave of dread through the paddock. The race was immediately halted, and red flags signaled the severity of the situation. Confusion and concern gripped the grid as teams awaited news of Senna's condition. Was it a mechanical failure or a driver error? The uncertainty only added to the tension. As Senna was airlifted to the hospital, the gravity of the situation began to sink in. Hill, resigned to a challenging afternoon behind the wheel, faced further obstacles as he navigated the restarted race. Despite his efforts, the focus had shifted from the competition to Senna's well-being. Hours passed, filled with apprehension and speculation. Journalists prepared for the worst, already crafting tributes to the legendary driver.
Good evening. The former world motor racing champion Ayrton Senna has been pronounced clinically dead.
Then, at 6:40 p.m., the devastating news broke. Ayrton Senna had succumbed to his injuries. The world mourned the loss of one of the greatest drivers of his generation, leaving a void that could never be filled. The shock and sadness reverberated across the globe as fans, fellow drivers, and teams grappled with the magnitude of the loss. The tragic events of that day would forever leave an indelible mark on Formula One history, serving as a sobering reminder of the inherent risks of the sport and the fragility of life itself. Fast forward to 1994, and history seemed to repeat itself in a tragic twist of fate. As Damon Hill prepared for the Monaco Grand Prix, the weight of his father's legacy and the recent loss of Ayrton Senna hung heavily over him. Hill found solace in the unwavering support of his team. At the airport, amidst the somber atmosphere, he made a solemn vow to his teammates, reassuring them of his trust in their cars. It was a moment of strength and solidarity in the face of overwhelming tragedy. Returning home, Hill sought refuge with his family, grappling with his own emotions in private. The decision whether to attend Senna's funeral weighed heavily on him until a conversation with Jackie Stewart provided clarity. Stewart's wisdom, born from his own experiences in Formula One, convinced Hill of the importance of paying his respects. And so, Hill made the journey to Brazil, joining millions of grieving fans in bidding farewell to a racing icon. The outpouring of love and sorrow was palpable, a testament to Senna's enduring legacy in his homeland. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.